Tobago's funeral home, where we celebrate life's precious moments. From the moment you enter our doors, you're met with kindness and care. Our reception area is designed to be more than just a waiting room. It is a place of calm, thoughtfully created to ease the weight of grief. In our private conference room, conversations are guided by empathy. Here, our client experience coordinators sit beside you, not just across the table, to help plan a service that truly reflects your loved one's story. Whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life, we take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the final farewell. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options. Options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are honored and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in a setting that upholds dignity, peace, and confidentiality. Our crematorium offers a seamless and respectful alternative to traditional burial, giving families flexibility while maintaining the highest standard of care.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
For another start going.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, the 3rd day of November 2025, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi. This is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, and my name is Akinlabi Holder, and it's good to be here for another work week. I hope that you're up, you're having your tea, your breakfast, you're getting those children ready to get to school, and you have all the energy to tackle what you must today and for the remainder of the week.
All right, viewers, we're so happy that you're joining us this morning, and we have a wonderful conversation for you this morning. But before we get into all of that, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Now here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, 4th November 2025. Former Airport Authority Estate Constable Chevrolet Lindo has won his appeal against convictions for assaulting and obstructing a police officer. The Court of Appeal squashed the convictions, criticizing the magistrate for not providing reasons and overlooking inconsistencies in the officer's evidence. The case stemmed from a 2019 incident at a Tobago event where Lindo claimed he was attacked by an officer with whom he had prior disputes. Despite a clean record, he was dismissed from his job following conviction. Lindo expressed relief, saying he hopes to resume employment. Up next, a 15-year-old student and a 26-year-old mechanic were robbed during a late-night home invasion in Shervan on Saturday. Around 11 p.m., three masked men, dark-skinned, entered a house on Sylvester Trace Extension. One armed with a gun took the student 4,500 Samsung S24 before forcing her to lead them to the mechanic's room. There, another attack used a cutlass, while the others looted valuables, including jewelry, electronics, and $18,000 cash. The stolen items were valued at over $200,000. Police are continuing investigations. And finally, in the aftermath of the Hurricane Melissa, the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean has stepped forward with a U.S. $670,000 emerging grant to bolster Jamaica's humanitarian response and recovery initiatives. CAF's President Sergio Diaz-Grandos expressed solidarity and reaffirmed the bank's commitment to long-term recovery. Through the CAF's network, El Salvador has sent 37 tons of supplies and over 300 emergency personnel. CAF Chairman and Finance Minister Devindranath Tanku praised the swift response and reaffirmed full support, commending Jamaica's leadership in coordinating national relief and reconstruction efforts. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we head on over to our birthday shout-outs. And we start off the celebrations by saying happy birthday to Sonyans Wilson Bernard. We say happy birthday to you. We do pray that you have a wonderful birthday today, and we hope that as you enter this new season, that you enjoy all that comes with celebrating a birthday. So happy birthday to you.
And we continue the celebrations by saying happy birthday to Everald Jones. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Jones. We wish God's richest blessings on you on this special day. Today's your birthday. Go out and celebrate, but be sure to be safe as you surround yourself with loved ones and good wishes.
We continue by saying happy birthday to Aloma White. Aloma White is also celebrating a birthday today, and we say happy birthday to you, Aloma. We do hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday today, and we hope that your birthday season continues to remain a joyous one.
And Kent Wilkinson is celebrating his birthday today. We say happy birthday to you, sir. Mr. Wilkinson, we pray that you stay covered in God and you look to Him towards all your guidance in the next upcoming year, and everything that you put your hands to, it becomes productive. And we also say happy birthday to Darren Frank Richards, a belated birthday that is. Happy belated birthday to you, Mr. Richards. God's richest blessings. We know that you would have celebrated your birthday in fine style over the weekend, and we pray that in everything you do going forward in this upcoming year, you put God first.
As we continue to say happy belated birthday greetings, we say happy belated birthday to Carleen Kirk, my darling friend. I do hope that you continue to have an amazing birthday celebration. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and I hope that you continue to be as beautiful and as gorgeous as you are, and that the hand of God remains upon you as you continue to celebrate your birthday. Also, happy belated birthday goes out to Anne Hislop. Yes, a beautiful lady. Anne Hislop also celebrated her birthday yesterday, and we say happy belated birthday to you, sweet lady. Grandma, I know her as, and I do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing birthday season.
And we want to say a 12-year anniversary blessings.
This is to Gavin and Giselle Vincent. We say happy anniversary to you guys, and we do hope that you have a wonderful, amazing anniversary celebrations as you continue to put God at the center of all that you do.
And finally, we say happy birthday to Miss Anna Tellisford. Happy birthday to you, Miss Tellisford. God's richest blessings to you on your special day. And we know from seeing how you're dressed here, we know you're going to celebrate it in fine style. And we hope that you stay safe, you stay surrounded with loved ones, you're showered with the best of gifts today, and that you keep God in all things you do in your upcoming year.
All right, and remember, even though we don't have your photographs and you are celebrated, we join in the celebration with you and remind you to put God first, because He is the sole reason why there's even anything for you to celebrate. Akinlabi, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio?
Well, this morning we're having conversations with Corporal Larry Brathwaite and PC Maurice Goddard, and they're going to be giving us the crime updates as well as speaking about managing children with anger issues. And then after that, we're going to have a conversation with Maud Guy Kwamina, who's the chairman of the Canaan Bonaccord Diabetes Association. And they're going to be talking about the Canaan Bonaccord Diabetes Association. And then finally, in studio, we're going to have Christian Salandi and Christoph Miranda, who are the project leads. And they're going to be talking about Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and Health Fair.
All right, viewers, we do hope that you could remain with us while we have this conversation this morning. Remember, you can leave your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates. We really want to hear from you. And remember, we are also on AMPLIA 102, floor 121 and 130. And yes, we are newly registered on Digicel Network on channel 33. So you can join us on any one of these networks or platforms. We do want you to be a part of what we are doing here at Tobago Updates. Remember, you are the reason why we remain relevant and why we remain the #1 for morning show here on the island of Tobago. So we really do want to hear from you. A special shout out to all of you who leave your comments on our live streams. We do look forward to hearing from you every single day, and we thank you so much for all the encouragement that you bring for us. But we have to go for a short break before we begin these conversations we have this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam. You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning by speaking with Corporal Larry Braffett and PC Maurice Goddard. They are from the TTPS, and of course on Mondays, we usually get the crime updates as things happen here on the island of Tobago. In addition to that, the conversation will also speak to managing children with anger issues. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the listening public.
Right, thank you so much for being here this morning. And as you know, it's always exciting for us to speak to members of the TTPS as we get an update as to what is happening on the island of Tobago as it relates to protecting and serving with pride, detecting crime, and of course bringing the updates as it relates to occurrences on the island of Tobago. Relatively quiet week coming out of the carnival season, but however, there has been criminal activity on the island. So we just want to address some of what has happened over the last week here on the island, and I'll start with you, Corporal Braffett. Can you give us some updates?
All right, so I will give you some updates, yes, during the period, the 31st of November, the 26th of October to the 1st of November. And as you know, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service continues its commitment to maintain safety and public order across the island of Tobago and across all districts. But as it relates to the different districts, I will speak about what would have happened per district. In the Scarborough district between October 26th to the 27th, that the police would have received reports of larceny involving cash and valuables stolen from a parked vehicle along the Milford Road, Lambo, and investigations are continuing. So just want to remind the public, yes, you have to maintain some semblance of safety. You have to make yourself a hard target. Some persons will park their vehicles and sometimes it will be open or their valuable items will be displayed for all to see, valuables, cash, alarms, laptops, cell phones. Just reminding public to make themselves a harder target, secure your belongings. And yes, you should have a right to be able to park your car with your items in your vehicle and it should be safe. But at the same time, you have to, look after yourself. Don't make yourself a victim. But unfortunately, that would have happened. And also, condolences to the family of the deceased. Between October the 28th and 29th, officers responded to a homicide. And the officers are, they are working assiduously to investigate that occurrence. That would have taken place in in the Scarborough district. And also between October the 29th to the 30th, there was a shooting at Back Hill, Wim. The suspect is in stable condition. We'll just speak briefly about that. We won't go in depth. And also on October the 31st and November the 1st, police are investigating a wounding incident at Tank Road, Signal Hill. The suspects have been identified and investigations are in progress. So that's from the Scarborough district. Let's talk about the Sherborne district now. In the Sherborne district, between October the 27th and 28th, there was a robbery with aggravation which occurred along the Riseland Trace Patience Hill. The victim was robbed of valuables by assailants armed with firearms and cutlass. And also during the same period, officers also responded to a malicious damage report at Montgomery Junction. That is where a vehicle's windscreen was damaged. A suspect has since been arrested. Also between October 31st and November 1st, police are probing another malicious damage report in Pleasant Prospect where vehicle's tires were slashed. Inquiries are continuing. We are seeing a lot of vehicle-related incidents, right? And also in the Roxburgh district, you see between October the 27th and 28th, police are responding to a report of warehouse breaking and larceny at the Goldsboro Water Treatment Plant, Cow Farm Road, where tools valued at approximately $24,000 were stolen. Investigations are continuing. As I would have said earlier, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service remains actively involved in investigating these matters. They are working assiduously. And we want to remind citizens to remain vigilant. And also to remind you all, if you see something, say something. A lot of times you may see something that is unusual. We encourage you all to share the information. And there are ways to share the information. There are ways to share the information confidentially. And those numbers are, you can call 631-HELP. You can call 800-TIPS. 631-HELP will be 631-4357. And 800-TIPS will be 800-8477. Or you could call the anti-crime hotline, which is 555. And the purpose of these numbers is so that persons can report their crimes confidentially or access emergency security services in Tobago. So once again, if you see something, say something, and let us work together to build a safer Tobago.
Corporal, before we move on to the other topic, while you were presenting the report there, you mentioned about the incident in Back Hill Wim. You said that the suspect is in stable condition. Is it the suspect or the victim? I just want clarification there and just also to understand the status of the investigation.
All right, but let's speak briefly about it. The individual was shot, they are in stable condition. Okay. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. Right, so let's shift gears and we're going to have the conversation this morning. The topic is managing children with anger issues. And we see, of course, in society where we have a lot of children who are unable to communicate their feelings and thoughts and how, in a way that is acceptable to society. So we call them anger issues. And so the TTPS now has come in. I know you have community policing, you have the partnership with schools, you go into schools and, you have the conversations there. But let's get into detecting situations where children have anger issues that become unmanageable to an extent. And now parents and teachers and persons who are in authority over these children have to manage these children and help them to communicate their issues in an accurate way. So what is the relationship with the TTPS and how, what are some of the ways to help manage these children or their behaviors?
All right, so the relationship with the TTPS is that we play a supporting roles with the school. The school already have their matrix. They have their guidance counselors, they have the social workers. And where we come in, we provide an intervention, we provide mediation, we provide advice, and we will also point the parents in direction where they should go as relates to what available services there are. The police, we try to tackle these issues. As a matter of fact, recently, it would have started last year, there was the CCRC, that stands for the Community Conflict Resolution Center. We are in partnership with them, and that is something that would have, they provide free mediation and alternative dispute resolution services to schools and parents and so on. And they would have come to Tobago, and we would have gone with them. We went to several schools across the island, and we would have played skits. We would have sensitized the students about issues as it relates to, the consequences of their violence or their actions. And we would have, provided support, and, we would have even sat into some disputes, and where the parents would be involved as well, and we would have also advised the parents. So there are a number of services available for parents and students. So we play a supportive role as it relates to those incidences.
All right, and PC Goddard, outside of providing that supportive role in terms of mediation, I suppose, intervention, conversations with the parents and teachers and whomever the children are, whose care they're in, whether it's daytime during the school or at home. What are some of the other, I know you're into the sporting aspect of it, the entertainment aspect of it, that kind of recreational aspect of managing children and providing an alternative for them to express, because children have a lot of energy, right? They have a lot of issues as well, just as adults do. And sometimes while we as adults might be able to deal with some of the issues that we have because we take responsibility for ourselves, they might not have the avenues to let their frustrations out. So they become angry and they act out. What are some of the things that you have provided in the TTPS to ensure that there's a space where children can feel, not just children, but young people can feel safe to be themselves among their peers, among people who have the same types of issues that they have, and not feel judged or not feel as if they have to lash out or be angry or aggravate a situation?
Well, good morning, first of all, to the whole of Tobago and Trinidad by extension, and even the people in this room. So one of the things that we've provided, we have partnered with different entities in order to provide sporting training and also counseling. And also of ourselves, we go, well, the corporal could tell you that we go to many of the schools daily, try to speak to the principals and also sometimes the parents. One of the things we've noticed is that the anger is not just coming from the student, but also the parent or guardian, really from the teacher. So when the child lashes out, most of the time is as a result of something happening at home. Sometimes the parent and all doesn't see it and doesn't realize I'm doing something that is aggravating my child. Even in sports, as you know, I coach a lot of football, and I work with a lot of school children, and sometimes you see children not performing, or you see when they are there, they get angry easily. And sometimes it's not because of what is happening on the field, but it's what is happening off the field. So what we try to encourage parents to do is, pay attention to your charges, spend time with them. Because sitting in the same room is not always spending time. You in the room, the child in the room, but we both doing something else. And I tell parents, you have to get down. If the child is on the ground, get down on the ground with the child, bond with the child, and then you become that part of that child, and you know when something is wrong, and then that child can relate to you. And it's hard for us as officers and also as teachers to try to manage children when they are angry. And sometimes you have in one class children coming from different cultures, and let's say 4 of them are or 5 of them are angry, the class can't start. So it's hard.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the practices that you have tried? I mean, I know you said I like getting down with the child. The child is sitting on the floor. Sit on the floor with the child. Get to the level of the child to ensure that you make that kind of connection so that they could, relax and communicate in that kind of way. What kind of results have you seen from some of the approaches you have taken to deal with children who have demonstrated those types of behaviors?
Well, for the parents that would have listened to us, they are getting good results. There's also the counselors that will give other advice also, and they are getting results. But for those who don't think that it's applicable to them, we still have to find other ways to reach the parent first of all. Because most people don't realize the children don't know themselves, and most of the time they act out as a result of what is happening in the background somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Right, and we have to look also at the wider picture. I mean, I know you reach out to schools, you have conversations with schools, you have partnerships with different agencies, as you mentioned, and a relationship with the schools. In terms of communities, how do you intend to infiltrate your communities? Because there might be children who might have passed school age, or they might not have been in school for a period of time. How do you integrate the intervention at the community level to ensure that children and young people in communities, they are all catered to in that type of way?
Well, I'll let Corporal Braffett answer, because he is the owner of a police youth club, and he will be able to speak more on the community. Although I have some ideas and do some stuff, he's more versed in that area.
Okay.
As it relates to the community, policy clubs are open to everyone in the community from, all age groups. We have no limit. Yes, there's a limit stipulated by the UN as to the age of a child, but we are open to everyone, and persons in the community are free to come and access the services or the activities at the policy clubs, at the community centers where most of us would keep host our policy club meetings, or even within the general community. And as PC God, I would have stated, we engage them through different methods, different tactics, sports, culture, education, academics, arts and crafts. That's how we engage them. So sometimes the youth just want a place to go and to be heard, a place where they could socialize and feel as though they belong, and just want to be accepted. A lot of the time when I see students lashing out and they're angry is because, they may be feeling unheard. They may be feeling unaccepted or unwanted. They feel as though nobody likes them or wants to be around them. And sometimes it might just simply be they're going through the phases in life. Hormones might be taking place. And also they could simply be patterning what they see at home. Social learning dictates that somebody will more or less pattern what they see at home or in the environment. So that's why some students are angry. So when we accept them or we embrace them into the policy clubs or different community initiatives, not only policy clubs. Police are involved in a number of initiatives in the community, not just policy clubs. We are part of churches, we are part of, village councils, we are part of even our own NGOs, and yes, policy clubs, about the policy clubs. Mm-hmm. So it's a way where the youth come and, just sit down and we speak to them. When I have meetings, I like to form a little circle with them. All of us sit down in a circle. Nobody hiding behind anybody. And we just ask them, we just let them speak about any topic and talk, and hear them sharing the view, discussing things, talking about their parents, and you'll be surprised to hear what is on their mind, and something you have to set the record straight, speak to them, advise them, because in their own little naive minds, they perceive the world differently. Not naive, in their own little minds, they perceive the world differently, but we have to guide them and, lead them around the right path. So yes, we have ways where we will guide them and allow them to channel their energy and their frustration, sports, academics, arts and crafts, different activities.
And I do hope that as you continue to partner with other agencies across the island, whether it be corporate or state agencies, that you get the measure of support, and of course that we make the impact that we're hoping to make to ensure that the young people feel as if they have a space where they can express themselves and of course treat with the issues that they endure in a way that can bring some type of relief to them, to their homes, to their communities, to their schools, and to society at large. Thank you guys so much for coming on this morning and having the conversation with us. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Corporal Larry Braffett and also PC Maurice Goddard, bringing the TTPS crime updates and also speaking about how to manage children with anger issues. Remember, you can also contribute to the conversation. You can also assist a young person. If you see somebody looking down and you think you have what it takes to help them, please help them. If not, lead them in the right path. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can be a part of our conversations by leaving your comments on our Facebook live stream and our YouTube channel at Tobago Updates, because we want to hear from you. In the meantime, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations here in studio. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy, for queens who know exactly what they want.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
said the elderly can't have fun too? We're talking good food, proper music, lots of games, and a day at the beach they will never forget. From the time we left the compound at Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, the vibe was already established. Wheels up and seatbelts on. Watch now, when we touched down in Pigeon Point, everybody was ready for excitement. But before anything could take place, we had to secure bellies. You ever play bingo by the beachside? Well, that was the first activity on the roster, and boy did these seniors have fun. However, others wanted something more physical, so we brought out the ring toss, and not even arthritis could have stopped them. Well, I was blown away at how straight these people were. Are you sure this is a home for the elderly? Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but nothing beats the song of Good Steel Pan by the shores while we take a dip in Tobago's finest water. Wait, more food again? This is my type of event. The energy was amazing and nothing short of a blessing. Big up Heavenly Care Home for the Elderly, because joy doesn't retire, laughter doesn't age, and memories like these last forever.
To a stranger.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Every step we take starts with knowing where we stand. A simple check, a quiet moment of awareness. Grab your glow gear, get ready. Lace up your shoes. We're stepping out with purpose. This isn't just a walk, it's a movement. A movement for our families, for our health, for a future where we all shine a little brighter. Join us at Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk. And together, let's light the way, one glowing step at a time.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show, and we have in studio with us Miss Maud Guy Kwamina, who is the chairman of the Kenyan Bonaccord Diabetes Association, as well as one of the project leads, Ms. Kristen Salandi, who is one of the project leads for the Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and Health Fair. And they're here to talk to us about the Diabetes Association and the activities leading up to Diabetes Awareness Month, which is in November. Good morning and welcome, ladies.
Good morning, Mr. Holder. Thanks for having us.
You're very, very welcome. So, Ms. Guy Kwamina, I want to ask you about the Kenyan Bonaccord Diabetes Association. How did this association come into being?
23 years ago, my mother died from diabetes and the complications. When I saw what happened, I said, I want to help people in Tobago. And at that time, I was working at the Kenyan Bonaccord Health Center as a nursing assistant, training diabetes for care, diabetic education. So I started it out in the community.
And what sorts of services does the association provide to the general public?
What we do, we have education program where you can come to our group meeting. The meeting is every third Thursday, 1 o'clock at Bonaccord. We use the Senior Citizen Center because we haven't got a place yet of our own. So we've been using that because it's easy. Because some people who are members, they go to the same center. And at that center, we offer things like where you can come in and do your blood pressure, your blood sugar. And we have services like eye screening. The head branch in Trinidad would send doctors up and nurses to do eye screening, and we do it in different communities that would have chosen. And we offer services to schools like our community school, which is around Bonaccord government, and we do St. Patrick Anglican. We are hoping this year to do more schools.
So in terms of the Diabetes Association, what are some of the activities that you'll plan to have for the Diabetes Awareness Month in November?
For this month, the theme is the workplace, diabetes and the workplace. So our planned activities is that we are going to do more schools. We are doing the primary schools, which we always do, because first in anything, you should start at the lower level and come up. Yes. When we do that, we normally find children who are diabetic at small age, 10, although we have children who are still smaller that have diabetic. But when we do that, we come up with a lot of children who we do education and send them forward for further management.
So you're talking about children that have diabetes.
Yes.
That's quite concerning. What is the prevalence? I don't know if you have any information in terms of the prevalence of diabetes in children in Tobago, and if you're seeing an increase in that kind of medical conditions.
I can't say yet for the increase now because I have not been following it up with the hospital, which I was a member of the hospital children group. But there are so many things, but still yet, we have children camp, and at the camp, we still have a lot of children being joined as youth.
And this camp is for children, only children that have
diabetes.
That has diabetes.
Yeah.
So in terms of the work of the Diabetes Association, have you seen a change in behavior in the general public based on the work that you've done in terms of how they care for themselves, those who are diabetic, or in terms of those who are maybe pre-diabetic or they're not diabetic at all? Are they taking more caution in terms of their diets and checking the numbers, that kind of thing?
You asked me a real strong question. Because this is not only the children, it includes their parents.
Yes.
Because at home, the children do not cook for themselves. So it all depends on what is cooked at home and how it is managed at home by the same parent. So the increase or decrease depend on the whole family.
But I wasn't talking just in terms of children, but in changing behavior of children, but in terms of, because the association also reaches out to adults.
Yes.
I was wondering if you start changing the behavior of even adults in terms of how they treat with their diabetes, how they manage their numbers, their diet, and even if they're pre-diabetic or they're not diabetic at all. Have you seen a greater sense of awareness and changing behavior in persons, in the public?
Yes, there's a change of awareness, but sometimes it's not constant. You know, some people, when their level changes, they go back and continue to do the same thing.
They relapse.
Yeah. they relapse.
Because they think that they did enough. It's time to spoil themselves until things get bad again.
Yes. And then you have to look at the age of a child. And then coming up, when you meet a certain age, getting into 18, 19, 20, being a diabetic, you look at it in a different sense. And even the person, because, you know, they are now becoming of themselves where they can take charge. So they might buy their own things, eat what they want on the outside. The control is not much again.
And in your conversations with persons, dealing with persons with diabetes, what are some of the reasons they give as to why they have such problems in terms of changing their lifestyle?
As I say, is constant continuation in eating the right things, because some children, if you give them greens, they would say that is for the cow. You know, most children don't want to eat vegetables.
I saw there once.
Right. And those are the things you would hear. So it's having a balanced diet, you know, and the portion size.
And in terms of like adults, is it the same?
The same.
In terms of
the
same balanced diet.
The same.
So it's really a mental shift in attitudes towards eating, towards diet, and taking care of yourself.
The only thing is that the youths, they would exercise. So with exercising, it would help you to, in some areas. But when you get like my age, how much exercise can you do?
I mean, you could go for a little walk or something, but
yes, but how much?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So in terms of the Kenya-Banako Diabetes Association, we know that there are a lot of other NGOs as well as government agencies that are trying to do a lot of work in terms of bringing the numbers down and getting people to manage the numbers with these non-communicable diseases. What is this synergies like with the Kenya-Banako Diabetes Association with either the TRHA or other NGOs in terms of combating this issue?
We work along, you know, because there are different groups that go out and do the same things that we are doing. And sometimes we collaborate, we work together. As for Saturday gone, we had a walk with TAP, and we did testing for all who wanted. It was an open session.
So, Ms. Salandi, you're one of the project leads for the Walk and Health Fair. Tell us in terms of what drove you all to collaborate with the Kenya-Banako Diabetes Association to really execute this Walk and Health Fair.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Holder, I'd like to just tell Tobago good morning. I am here representing the Lambo Credit Union. This event is under Lambo Credit Union. It will be it's an inaugural event. It's the first of its kind, and we will be having similar events year-round. We decided we wanted to recognize a cause, and diabetes. November is the month that the world recognizes diabetes awareness. So it was only fair that if we want to bring awareness to diabetes, we collaborate with an entity that has been doing a lot of work both in Trinidad and Tobago. So we reached out to the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and we decided to invite them to our health fair. So the event is actually a 2-day event. On November 14th, where we actually celebrate World Diabetes Day, we have a health fair at both our branches. We invited the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago to be a vendor there, where they'll have a station where they will be able to showcase what they do, the services they offer, and how they impact the community. And we also wanted to, if we make proceeds from this event, donate those proceeds to the organization. because myself, my daughter is diabetic, and I learned about the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago when she was diagnosed. They have a WhatsApp support group that I find very helpful, because in that group you see parents and diabetics, they're sharing their experiences. So let's say my daughter's sugar goes low, I can go into that community, which is free on WhatsApp, and get insight onto how to treat with things. When she was diagnosed, during the COVID, she was 9 years old at that time, they had a camp for diabetics, and they actually shipped her package from Trinidad to Tobago. I don't think they had a branch in Tobago at the time. And that package really included things to teach diabetics how to bake cookies and cakes in a manner that is not going to spike their sugar. So I find that the institution is very helpful and something that we need more of. And I figure that I didn't even know that they had branches in Tobago. That means many others probably don't know that they're missing out on this resource. Their president actually won a national award for the work that he's been doing for the diabetes community. So we felt that it's very fitting to try to collaborate with that entity for this project. So again, it's a 2-day project. On November 14th, we have a health fair. We have several persons coming on board: TRHA, Oral Care, Dental Services. We have dietitians who would be there to tell you how to manage your sugar. We have the Healthiest Corner on Earth who would be there. So it will be a free event. They'll be doing blood sugar testing. They'll be doing STD testing, cholesterol testing for free. The Diabetes Association of Trinidad will be showcasing their continuous glucose monitor, which is a very expensive device, but it is a device that you no longer have to prick your fingers to see what your glucose reading is. It's something where you can actually see in real time what your sugar level is, which my daughter has one, and it's something that will help manage your sugar, so you can see how different foods you eat interact with your glucose levels. So that is one of the reasons why we reached out to the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, thank you very much. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we're going to bring on Christoph Miranda, who's going to join us in studio, and we're going to continue conversations about the Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and Health Fair. So do us a favor. We have to go for a short break, but share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these very brief messages.
How it's gonna go. They better look up and low, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and low. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Canoe Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Every step we take starts with knowing where we stand. A simple check, a quiet moment of awareness. Grab your glow gear, get ready. Lace up your shoes. We're stepping out with purpose. This isn't just a walk, it's a movement. A movement for our families, for our health, for a future where we all shine a little brighter. Join us at Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk. And together, let's light the way, one glowing step at a time.
Tobago Updates morning show, and we're continuing conversations concerning Diabetes Month, World Diabetes Month, and we have in studio with us Kristen Salandia and Mr. Christoph Miranda, and they are project leads on the Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and the Health Fair. We're going to continue the conversation we started off in the last segment with Ms. Salandia, and we have Mr. Miranda here. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to represent the Lambo Credit Union and be a part of the initiative that is the Lambo Credit Union Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and Health Fair.
Now, I know Ms. Salandia would have given us a wealth of detail concerning Lambo Credit Union's involvement with the walk and all the things that will be featured on the day itself in the health fair. But I just want to talk about the event itself in terms of the numbers. How many persons you all are looking to cater for in this event?
So we originally planned to cater to 200 persons, and that number quickly expanded to 300. And on the day of deadline, we well surpassed 300, so we're looking at roughly 350 persons that would be lighting up the night with us on November 15th at Canoe Bay Nature Resort.
Okay, so tell us in terms of the route for this event.
So the route is actually a clear-cut sprint, run, walk, whatever you want to do. We welcome all. We're starting at the Canoe Bay Nature Resort. We leave and head to the Claude Noel Highway. We head down to the roundabout that is next to licensing. We head down onto the back road, Pamela Nicholson Boulevard, and then we make our way back to Canoe Bay Nature Resort to be greeted by a little rhythm section. We're gonna have music on the road. We're gonna have lights, music, energy, vibes.
And in terms of, you said that you have just about 350 persons. But what if persons still want to participate? They're now hearing about it this morning on Tobago Updates for the first time, and they still want to participate. Is that a possibility? Say yes.
So, it becomes a bit tricky because we have so much in our package and so many specified items, so many novelty items, that we wouldn't want to increase the amount of persons that we include in the event, and then certain persons feel like they're left out.
Yes, yeah,
you know. So this year, no, but I promise you next year we will have more than ample supplies.
So two things. What if persons just want to come for the run? They don't want to register. They don't want any packages. They just want to come for the run and participate in the health fair. Is that fine?
So the health fair is free to all persons. No members, no registration necessary. It's held at both branches of the Lambo Credit Union, that is in Canby on the main road, as well as Lambo Village Street within the village itself. The Glow Walk, given the concept of the event at this stage, because we are trying to raise awareness for diabetes, we can welcome persons to accompany us on the walk. If you see the need and the necessity to raise awareness for this specific cause, we welcome you to come to walk alongside us, and next year, register a little earlier.
You spoke about the package, and the package has a lot of novelty items, and that's why you can't expand in numbers just in this iteration of the event. Just speak to us about some of the goodies that persons will be getting in the packages.
So the packages are really filled with items that we put some thought into, right? The concept is to light up the night. So you're gonna get glow sticks, you're gonna get LED sunglasses, you're gonna get LED wristbands, you'll have your runner's bib, you're gonna have your drawstring bag that holds everything together, you're gonna have a t-shirt with print that actually glows in the dark, as well as participants are all eligible for a participatory glow in the dark Moonlight Miles for Diabetes medal.
So we know that the Lambo Credit Union is a financial institution, and this is just in terms of you executing your corporate responsibility, your social corporate responsibility. What else does the Lambo Credit Union participate in terms of impacting the community?
Okay, so I can answer that one. So we do a lot to, develop and invest in youth. So annually we host the Vida Moses Wellington SCA Awards. We also do a Christmas party every year that everyone looks forward to. That is actually at the end of the month, November 30th. We have a speaking competition annually as well that kicks off this week. Prelim starts this week. We also do financial literacy seminars for free. So if you write us or call and request that we come and, speak to groups, even children, we do that. We come to you and we create content specific for the target audience. So for the children, we actually have cartoons and games to help them learn how to manage money from a young age, because that is very important in, developing financially prudent people. And we see that as important because beyond being just a financial institution, we want to ensure that we invest in wellness and financial literacy, which combined will make you a really solid individual. And we want our members to be solid, right? Because if they're healthy and solid, then we will be able to work together collaboratively in a profitable manner.
So, Mr. Miranda, we're talking about Lambo Credit Union, and some persons may be familiar with the institution itself, but they don't really have any knowledge about the institution. Just speak to us about Lambo Credit Union in terms of its inception, how the institution is, and what are some of the core principles upon which the institution operates.
So the Lambo Credit Union is actually one of the oldest credit unions on the island of Tobago. It is the oldest Tobago-based credit union, and it's really based or structured on community. It's really driven by our membership, and our core concept is to increase, as Mr. Landy said, we've started to put together literacy, financial literacy programs. So we're not just here to make money, as certain people may think. It's more about giving, it's more about developing Tobago as an entity. It's us giving back and building with the island.
Okay, and Mr. Landy or Mr. Miranda, I don't know if either of you have any closing remarks you'd like to make concerning the Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and the Health Fair.
Well, I'd like to say that in Trinidad and Tobago, 12.4% of the population has diabetes. And it's a good cause. It's not just for the person affected, but also their family members. We need to all learn how to support persons with diabetes, and this initiative is really a good one. We want you all to come out on November 14th for the free health fair at both branches. You'll learn a lot about how to manage your diabetes if you have, or how to support your loved ones. And we'd like you all to, support our Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk. We also would like to thank our sponsors. We had a lot of sponsors on board. Tobago Updates being one, Radio Tambourine, XSL, New Lens, a lot of sponsors. A lot of persons came out to support this initiative. So it is the first, and we have many others to come. So please tune into our social media pages on both Instagram and Facebook, and our website on www.lambocreditunion.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, you heard it from Ms. Kristen Salandia and Mr. Christoph Miranda. Yes, the Lambo Credit Union, is going to be having their Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk and Health Fair. The Health Fair is on the 14th of November, and the Glow Walk is on the 15th of November. It's too late to register, but you could come out and support, and you can also participate in the Health Fair. Always good to know your numbers. It's always good to know your status and understand where you stand medically. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our morning show, but our programming continues. And this morning, ladies and gentlemen, this morning a new series begins. It's called Beneath the Surface. Yes, Beneath the Surface, with Rhea Richardson George as your host. Yes, our beloved Rhea Richardson George is back with us for Beneath the Surface, and they're going to be having conversations with Assemblyman Sonny Craig. So it's an exciting new program for you to listen to and be informed. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Beneath the Surface is up next.
Representatives of the Assembly Legislature visited 9 secondary schools across the island as part of the Tobago Day Youth Debate Caravan 2025 to educate students on the inner workings of the Assembly with interactive sessions and mock debates.
And this is in preparation for the Tobago Day Debate. And the Tobago Day Debate is a parliamentary style debate, so it's not the typical one versus the other. You sit around the horseshoe, and therefore we are out here to teach them about the horseshoe, teach them about the makeup of our assembly, our standing orders. They are very important.
So the aim of the Tobago Day Youth Debate Caravan is to essentially engage and educate at all levels. And it was conceptualized by Madam Presiding Officer, Ms. Abby Taylor, because she felt that there was a need for persons, especially the citizenry of Tobago, to be a part of the governance system. So hence, she conceptualized the people's house, as you would see in the background. So now with school children, we want them to be a part of this process, hence the Tobago Day Youth Debate Caravan, which will then filter in or lead into the Tobago Day Youth Debate, which will happen in the first week in December. So it's the aim to engage and educate at all levels, and we also have to remember that our students are the future leaders of tomorrow.
It was interesting because I got to learn about the concept of Shire Boris and how you address some of the persons in the house. In terms of my experience with debating, I like the idea of being able to express yourself and put out an idea and just put out a perspective that someone has not seen as yet. One thing I found interesting was it was mainly how it's not really anything difficult. If I'm talking to a friend, I basically do the same thing, but we just learn the formalities of how we address in the house and some of the methods that we do research.
I believe that
it was a learning experience. I actually learned more than I had known before, and yeah, I will take heed to the information and use it wisely.
Yes, I do like debating because we get our opportunity to hear each other's opinions.
I have participated in one of their debates called the Tobago Day Debate. I did enjoy it. It's always something enjoying to just sit and learn about the parliament and what goes on and all the presiding officers and the assemblymen. I say it's something that I will have a passion for because one, I like to make a point. Two, I kind of like to argue, so I will see myself debating. And three is just an interesting thing because it gets the citizens get to hear your voice and hear what you are thinking about. So yes, I will see myself doing this in the future.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Walk Tobago Challenge 2024! Yeah.
Today is the first day. We walked from Crown Point this morning at 4 to Goodwood Recreation Ground. Tomorrow we resume here at 4 and walk to Charlottesville. The other day we start from Charlottesville to Castara, and the fourth day from Castara to Crown Point. So this is batch 8102. This is an 8102 initiative. And we normally line, and we are specialists at alignment. So this time we're doing something else. We retire very early, and we observe after retirement people go into their own little corner and apparently stop moving. And we want to encourage people to move. We believe that we cannot do things, but we can. So if at this stage, at this age, we can, others will realize that even if they do have to do this on the extreme, you can do something.
Oh, it was great, you know. Listen, any opportunity to be in Tobago is great for me. Doesn't matter what I'm doing anyway. But the walk was really great this morning. And really the goal of this whole exercise is to encourage other vets to really stay active, to set goals and to continue to try and achieve things even as we get older.
It wasn't bad at all, but just coming up the Shangi Hill, I started to get a little pressure because I never train or anything. I just said, as it walking, I walk. It was cool. It wasn't bad at all. I'm looking forward to the second leg. From here, from Goodwood to Charlottesville. To walk around Tobago is a plus for me. I want to walk around Tobago. So I want to make the whole thing.
For me, it's a very good initiative, especially based on the reason just to show support for all our fallen comrades. And and it's all about, living a healthy lifestyle and just keeping active.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Why we waiting until we dead to give an award? But I give you my flowers in song to my dear Tobago icons, still alive and relevant. I award you with excellence.
In Tobago, Calypso History Month was kicked off with an awards ceremony at the Scarborough Library. The Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation, in collaboration with the Tobago Zone of the Trinbago Unified Calypsonians Organization, TUCO, paid homage to 10 Calypsonians who've contributed to our indigenous musical art form for several decades. Persons also reflected on the history, evolution and impact of Calypso.
The first Calypso recording was done in 1912, and the first Calypso tent was formed in 1923 by a guy called Railway Douglas. Calypso tents were often shut down by the police, while signs reading "No dogs and Calypsonians allowed" they were placed on some business places. During the 1940s, Uriah Buzz Butler led the fight to legalize Calypso tents in the country, and so it began.
Calypso is not simply music. It is history sung in rhyme and rhythm. Over the years, Calypso evolved into a proud art form that has shaped our national identity. Through the words of our masters like Mighty Sparrow, Lord Kitchener, Black Stalin, Shadow, Calypso Rose, and many others, the world has come to know the brilliance and the wit of our people.
Won't you love to see the day when love will come to stay? One, sing the song. It will be a happiness to see such a unity among us. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I feel good. I've been singing so long. I've been having disappointments. I've been having good times. I've been writing. I've been, just paying my dues. And
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates.
Good morning and welcome viewers to GMT. Good morning, Tobago. I'm really happy that you're able to join us this morning. I'm your host this morning, Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made and we will rejoice and be glad in it. For this very special series this morning, Beneath the Surface, where we chat with our assemblymen and we get an idea of what they've been up to for the last 4 years. Last 4 years, as we delve deep into their contributions, the contributions that they would have made as our officials. So as we delve into our Beneath the Surface series for the next 3 weeks, our first guest this morning, as we go into Straight Talk, No Chaser. Straight Talk, No Chaser. Our first guest this morning is Assemblyman Sonny Craig. And Sonny Craig is the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Secretary. And he's also the area representative for Buku Mount Pleasant. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I must say good morning to the world at large. I know we have listeners from all around the world. It's a pleasure to be here. So let's go. No chaser.
I like that. Yes, straight talk, no chaser this morning. Now, Mr. Craig, I'm really happy that you're able to chat with us this morning. Our viewers are certainly looking forward to chatting with all of the other officials. Before we get into the meat of things, let us get into your portfolio. As the Assistant Secretary in the Office of the Chief Sec. What falls under your purview? What are your roles and responsibilities?
I lead up the Department of the Environment, Climate Change and Energy. You would appreciate that it's a worldwide conversation. It has been for a while now, the advent of global warming or the realization of it and the impact it has on our world, right? And so the Chief Secretary thought he should have a standalone department where we could look directly at this area and the challenges it would present to the island of Tobago. There's also an understanding that a lot of what will happen in Tobago will not necessarily be generated in Tobago. What impacts the climate to a major extent is industrialization, the actions of industrialized countries, and Tobago doesn't have any industry to really make an impact on the worldwide climate arrangement. However, we stand at a point where we are affected. There's no part of the planet that's not affected.
Right.
You go to the South Pacific, you see islands are actually disappearing because of the rising sea levels and the melting of the ice caps and so on. So we thought it best to have a department that looks at that and to make decisions in the best interest of Tobago. The department is headed up by Mr. Linford Beckles and a team of professionals. I've had the privilege of working with them. did some traveling with them, and they are so in touch with what they do. We have a representative going off to Brazil actually in this November to be a part of a worldwide conference where we continue to discuss and to share information as different scientists around the world come up with their different findings and so on. So the department is active also in monitoring the sargassum situation in Tobago. We are also at the front line encouraging the use of alternative energy. And at the moment, one of our main projects is one where we work in tandem with the Division of Health, where I was before.
Right.
We have the removal of the relic cars on the road. So even today, the police officers are working along with the crane operating crew to pick up all these derelict vehicles on the road. When we talk about the greatest little island on the planet, we have to look at even the things that we might take for granted. These derelict vehicles are an incubator for mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, they are a storage place for people who deal in contraband, who deal in illegal drugs and so on. You know, they pocket their stuff in these old cars on the road. And one of the main disadvantages would be the relic cars rob people of valuable space.
Parking space.
Yes. And even just your natural traverse of the roadways is impeded by these derelict vehicles. So they are out there right now as we speak, clearing the roads. And we began the conversation on this maybe about a year ago. And since we began the conversation, many folks have elected to remove their antique loves from the road. I call them antique. You know, some people...
I love how you do it.
Yeah, some people... A car reminds them of a time in their life. I believe, and they just leave the car where they could see it all the time and remember the heydays. But we cannot allow that. It's illegal.
Yeah.
And we're clearing up the space. That's one of the major projects we're dealing with now. We also have on board Miss Melanie Trim. She's now Mrs. Trim. Mrs. Trim, if you're listening, her surname gives me a challenge, her new surname, but we'll work with that. So Mrs. Trim is a point person between the mega energy companies in Trinidad and whatever we have in Tobago. Alternative energy is a specialty. We have solar panels set up in schools such as Speyside High. We have a lot of pilot projects happening, but the intention over time is to minimize the use or dependence on fossil fuel, and the THA is beginning with some of our institutions to do certain tests. We're testing at Methodist, Scarborough Methodist Primary School. We have a setup at Speyside High, among others. And so we're pressing forward, and coming out of the private sector, I am guilty of wanting things to go a lot quicker. Yeah.
I was going to ask, are you satisfied at the rate, the rate at which things are progressing or have been progressing or moving? Are you satisfied?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But I understand the constraints that we work with in Tobago. We have legislative constraints, we have financial constraints. And so when I'm in the room and we have the conversations as an executive, we know where our challenges are. And we are so happy to be able to work with partners who understand and who respect our view on issues. So, excuse me. So we would like to move a lot quicker, but it will not happen immediately.
Right.
We came into office after a 21-year period by the other party. And you would notice that we are trying to do so many things simultaneously. If I were to go into other departments, which I know that the leaders of the other divisions would be here to speak and to blow their own horn, but you will appreciate that even as a simple example as our roadways, how in 4 years we have been able to bring new access roads into the Tobago space. So at the Department of Energy, the DECCE, we are working towards getting Tobago more conscious. A program we have begun also is to begin the process of trying to remove the use of plastic bags from our space. I had the privilege of visiting some of the other islands in the Caribbean over the years. And when you get to the cash register, the cashier asks you, do you have a bag? Excuse me. I said, no, I don't have a bag. And then she pulls a bag from below her counter and she swipes it at the machine and she charges me an extra $1.
Yes.
And she gives me a bag, a biodegradable bag at that. And I saw it in 3 different islands.
Yeah.
So I know we have a ways to go. We are working on bringing in or making available to the Tobago population bags to be able to begin the process of eliminating the use of plastic bags. We understand that this move is going to impact somebody in business because there are people who hinge their business on these small things as supplying bags.
Right.
So then we are working in partnership with the chamber because most of the persons who do retail are members of the chamber. And that conversation continues, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you shared in terms of your portfolio and what falls under your purview with our viewers this morning. Now, looking back, based on what you said, what would you say is one area that you feel that you have made significant inroads in? Now, you mentioned the environment. The plans for the environment, you mentioned, removing the derelict vehicles along the roadways. But what key thing would you say, what one thing, I mean, there've been a few, but what one thing would you say you able to pat yourself on the back and say, Sonny, this was a good one?
The derelict vehicles was a good one. I would say it was a good one. But one of the things that will happen in Tobago is, you see, cultural practices. There are some cultural practices we might develop over time that are not necessarily legal or even good. And to break the chain of practice, like, okay, a simple one is vending. In Tobago, in Trinidad and Tobago, if there's a lonely space that develops traffic over time, somebody will set up a vendor's booth. And if the person isn't reminded, they will set up and even take out a loan in the bank and depend on this space to keep their loans serviced. And the day somebody reminds them that, hey, vending is not allowed here, then whoever says that is considered to be the enemy.
Yes.
Right? And so persons leaving certain things on the roadside, it just comes across as normal after time. But it's not normal, it's wrong. And I'm happy to have...
We've adjusted.
I'm happy to be the voice that is seeking and has begun the process of making a change in this particular area. Over the 4 years, there are things that would touch people's lives, but they might not be as significant per se as a highway, constructing a highway or building a new building. All right, so as we go through the conversation, I made a list of things that I've done here. Yeah. And
you'll be able to share with us a little bit later on in the program, definitely.
Yes. So, but as far as the department of the DECC is concerned, I think the clearing up of the relic vehicles on the road might be one of the major things that I've gotten done since I've been in the office.
All right. Now, if you could, because we're chatting this morning, this is all beneath the surface, and we're talking year 4. If you could pick one moment from this term that you feel defined you as a leader, what would it be and why?
From this particular term, or the 4-year term?
Yeah, the 4-year term.
So, I never thought about that before, because I go to work every day seeking to make a difference, right? I would say in seeking to lead my constituents towards a path to success. This is not something you could look at and see a milestone or a plaque laid anywhere. In my district, I was able to revitalize the fishing facility at Buku. It was down for a long time, getting chopping boards back in there, get their showers back up, get the whole place cleaned in collaboration with the Division of Agriculture. We were able to get that back up. The training school that the Japanese gave us years ago, we were able to refurbish it and have it back up and ready to serve the public again. One of the things that people clamored for is to have better access to the Buku Public Cemetery. Now, I say Buku Public Cemetery has to be the closest place to heaven. I feel it's somewhere close to the... Because, let me tell you, people come from all over to bury their people at Buku. And the road was so awful coming into office that people fell walking to the actual gravesite. So we got that road rebuilt, and people are very happy for that.
Interesting enough, I was actually there on Friday for a funeral.
Yeah.
And someone made a statement, had I known that the road was this good, I would have driven down.
Yes, it's like that. It's like that. So there are other things that I've done. Like, for example, coming out of COVID, there was no Buku goat race, and there was Taste of Buku, which was my product.
Right.
And Taste of Buku was a success. Yeah, so in 2022, we were able to revitalize the goat race after the 2 years hiatus by COVID, right? The village council has come back on since, and they have continued to do the goat race. The social programs in my district, the demand for assistance continues. And so until the people of Buku, Mount Pleasant and Canaan, because my district includes a larger part of Canaan. So let me say it correctly, even if the paper would say something different. Buku, Mount Pleasant, Canaan, my job will not be complete unless everyone has a shot at success. Yeah, and I believe every single person could succeed in life. There is a belief that, and it's a true saying, that you can't help everybody, but I believe everybody could get help. It might not be from me. Sometimes what my staff and I are really responsible for, in the absence of the ability to actually help someone, we have the responsibility to point you in a direction. I was reprimanded strongly, and in this work you get reprimanded a lot. Reprimanded to the point where people make the sign of the cross. They don't want to do it to you again. Sometimes you make a commitment to do something, and as simple as returning a phone call, you can't miss. But what I'm saying is, regardless of the imperfection of the whole communication strategy, because I will call you, if I check my notes and I say I was to call Mrs. George, and at 7 this morning I didn't, I will call you when I get the reminder, and I might get reprimanded for that. I'll take it. Let's go forward now. How can I help you? And we move forward. Every person can succeed. This assemblyman, if he cannot help you, he should be able to point you in a direction.
In the direction.
In a direction. And that's something I've held close. It would be interesting for you to sit in my office and hear what the real life is like in Tobago. There are a lot of things happening in Tobago, especially on the social battlefield, that the average person might not be privy to. So we have a lot of work to do to really say that this is my legacy, or this is what I've done.
Okay.
Coming into 4 years post a PNM regime, where persons have adopted a modus operandi for their own survival that is not necessarily the best. We have to do some unlearning and try to show people a better way, a more empowered way to get ahead in life.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to take a break at this time. We will take a break at this time. Remember, viewers, we are here. It is beneath the surface. Straight talk, no chaser. Join us just after this break.
It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. More, live more.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger.
Viewers, welcome back to GMT this morning. Good morning, Tobago, and it is Beneath the Surface. Straight talk, no chaser. Our guest this morning, starting us off, Assemblyman Sonny Craig, and we've been chatting about his portfolio, the areas that fall under his purview. As we delve into, the 4-year period and what has happened, we're going to be chatting about how he performed, and of course, we'd love to hear him rate himself as a leader. And we'd love to, hear some of the goals and plans that he would have for the future. Assemblyman Craig, you've been in office for the last 4 years or so. How would you say you've changed personally and professionally? We'd like to get your thoughts in terms of your role. How have you changed? Or have you changed? I should ask, have you changed?
Do you think I've changed? I mean, you know me since the trail babies. You taught my children.
I may be a little bit biased, but you tell our viewers this morning.
Yeah, I every experience in life changes you.
Mm-hmm.
It changes you to become hopefully a better person. Some people become angry based on their experiences. Some become. I became a more thankful person. Because from the time the elections came down, and I realized that in the first instance I won by 2 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the 2 votes, but when I heard the stories behind those 2 votes, there were people who caught planes coming out of Trinidad, had people waiting in Crown Point to take them to the polling station, landed in Crown Point at 5:45, got there by 5 to 6 and voted. That is one. There are people who were just liming on the road and just disenchanted with the politics, and somebody said, "Boy, give Mr. Craig a chance." And when you look at, I could point out about maybe 15 different instances,
Mm-hmm.
people coming to me over the years and telling me, it just impressed on me so strongly. I need to be thankful for the opportunity, yeah, and that experience has made me more. I don't know how to describe it, but I think that I cannot double down on who I was, because I'm basically happy with who I am. I think my belief in God has really impressed my mind into the real blessing of life, and
Mm-hmm.
and you couple the experience of getting this job with seeing the reality of life in Tobago. We have some statements we use to describe Tobago, some adjectives, But in every society, there's always an inner society. And that inner society, most time, is comprised of people who are basically struggling. There are some people who mask it very well
Mm-hmm.
in nice outfits and well made up and so on. But you have conversations with people and you realize that just the standard, to maintain a certain standard of living or to create the aura of success or the aura of doing well, people go through a lot. And I'm so touched to see people could tell me their story, and I'm trying daily to see if I could meet their needs coming out of that, of the district of Bukum and Peasant. So I think I've become a more thankful person.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I've always encouraged, or not encouraged, I've always been somebody who's interested in solving problems. Yeah, I would have a situation pop up, because the blessing of my life is that I've always been in customer service. As a lifeguard, I was in customer service.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to see like that or not, but you have to be courteous with people. Yes. You have to be able to talk to stubborn people and tell them come back.
Pleasant attitude, disposition.
Right?
Yes.
And from there, I went on to TSTT as a messenger, and I had to deliver packages and met a lot of people. So the network for my life has always been that way. And then I went into my own business. I traveled a bit, I came back, I do my own business. And to maintain a customer base, you must, you know something that came to me very forceful in my life experiences. There are three things I've been aligned to deeply that have impressed my life. They have a lot of similarities. One is religion,
right?
The church I belong to. If you can't be nice to people, people look at you to see a little Jesus. The Jesus you speak about is most times is in your behavior.
Yes.
And then if they didn't see it, they wouldn't subscribe to what you're teaching and talking.
Preach, yes.
In business, you could do what you want. If you're not treating people nice and people cannot see something in you, they're not buying nothing they wouldn't buy from you.
They wouldn't even enter your business.
They wouldn't enter your business place. And now politics. The three have a lot of similarities, which I believe the previous two prepared me for this one. So here I am. I've learned a lot. I don't think I've become, Mama used to say highfalutin. If there's such a word, I don't think I've gotten to that point. And I praise God that. You think I got highfalutin, Rhea?
I'm asking the question.
Well, I ask people from time to time because, people in Tobago monitor you.
Yeah.
They monitor you. You go into a room and everybody's watching to see what would be your response. Let me see if you change.
What they see you in the market,
in the
or
market.
they see in the supermarket.
So you come in and say, morning, everyone. Everybody say morning, and you're going to see a relief here and change. Because Tobagoans don't want you to change in that context. Tobagoans like you to stay humble and, be affable and be able to speak to people anytime, anywhere. Because I tell people, wherever you meet me, that's my office. Let's talk. I take my notes on my phone, I send it back to the office, and we could put an action plan together. Sadly, a lot of persons have not gotten the feedback they would like to as yet. In most cases, it's because the 4-year span, the changes that Tobago need will not come in 4 years. Some people will take it personally. Some persons have been waiting for certain breakthroughs for since the previous regime, and they were of the view that during this regime they would have a change maybe immediately, and it doesn't work like that. Because when you look at how governance is done, one of the realities of governance is you have a certain, there's a procedural path towards making a change.
Right.
Yeah? And as a consequence, my wife had to warn me from time to time. And she's not saying don't help people, but she's saying, Sonny, politics is a short life. And if you keep spending all your resources on helping people, eventually politics will end, and where would you be? So you ought to be continually monitoring, because if I have $20 in my pocket and somebody say, Mr. Craig, we'll go them training and nothing to eat this morning. Yeah? The wife will say, you broke? I say, yeah. She will give me a little reminder, Because and she's a generous person also. And I'm not saying that she's not saying not to share, but those are some of the lessons I've learned. And now that we're coming to this point, at the end of the first 4-year term, I am grateful, I am thankful. I got a chance to learn Tobago from a different perspective. And I don't think I've changed per se, but I think I've grown to appreciate people a little more. Yeah.
All right.
I hope that answers the question. I say a lot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, very often the public sees the surface, only the surface. What is one aspect of your inner thinking or decision-making process that you wish more persons understood?
The sheer numbers. My voters list is about 3,006 plus. We had about 52% somewhere there voting. So that's about 18,000 voted. I got 9 something, the other guy got 9 something. Be that as it may, I am not responsible for 9 something. I'm not responsible for 1,800. I'm responsible for all 3,006. And these are voters. In addition to the voters, we have those who are not on the voters list as yet, for whom I'm also responsible. So we have that the whole district, regardless of race, color, political affiliation, religion, whatever. I am responsible for them. And if you see it in that context, then you know that it doesn't hurt. And I'm open in the sense that you called me and asked for something, and maybe I didn't deliver. And sometimes people's judgment of your response resembles the judgment of someone who is the only person I am taking care of. And I'm saying that it is not because of anything personal or because of any kind of bad blood, or because I know your whole family has a certain belief system, you know. So it's easy to say that sometimes coming from an island community. So I wish people could look at the assemblyman in the context of the larger district. And from where I am, you'll be surprised to know that there are so many little subcultures within one electoral district. So Buku people do not necessarily think as Mount Pleasant people, do not necessarily think as Canaan people. And their needs are similar. And so for somebody to really understand that inner part of my thinking, they'll have to try to be that universal person. So then you call and say, Mr. Craig, them 2 potholes by me house, you know how long them potholes here? And they're getting bigger. And I say, all right, I'm going to take the information to the Division of Works and have them put it on the list of priorities. Yeah? The Division of Work has a list of priorities, but it's not in my district alone on that street. It is as far as Charlottesville to Crown Point. That's the list. When resources become available now, they look at the list and they'll deal with the most critical cases. So then that pothole might stay there, honestly speaking, for a year or more. And somebody's looking on and saying a year or more, even more than that. And I do not think it's prudent to be in this job and hold back on giving people the help they need. I do not think any real person on this team would have the ability to help someone and hold back. Not on this team. I function with these people. I've been with them for the past 4 years. And I could say 4 years because in 2021, around this time, I was in the motion with everybody on the team now. So I could safely say 4 years. And I've seen where once the resources become available, and I've seen assemblymen get sick, miss a couple days, and they're still on the devices. They're still there. They're still jamming. The jamming still. If that's the right way to say it.
Yeah, I like what you're saying.
So I wish sometimes, but the voter voted for you for results.
Yes. Let me jump in here.
Yeah.
Even as you're talking about being in a position to help and not helping, that's not who you are, and that's not what you stand for. That's not what the division represents.
Right.
But in the minds of the public, why does it take so long? You say there's a pothole here for a year. Some would say a year and a half. It's been longer than a year, more than a year. But why? What are some of the constraints that you face as an assemblyman to repair a pothole that has been in existence for more than a year?
Well, from where I am, I'll continue to agitate. And I'm hoping that when the secretary and the assistant secretary from the division of works come, you could post that question to them, because this is no chaser, right? I would tell you that as the assemblyman for the area, I'll continue to agitate for the fixing of that particular pothole. And I would like the community to know that the one on your street is not the only one in my district.
Right.
Yeah? I would go further, and I imagine when the Secretary for Finance and the Chief Secretary comes on board, they would expound on how the financial constraints and the allocations for Tobago have affected us, you know? Because this is no chaser. I would like to start a sentence and you see an opportunity and you nail me to the cross for something I'm not a professional at. But you'll appreciate that Tobago has, listen, I could say this much, and I hope you don't follow up with any hard questions on this. I've seen where funds allocated for Tobago, when we got the 4.3%, even when we were getting 4.3%, we never used to get all. The same people who saying, sign this autonomy bill and you won't get 6.8. The same people, when they were giving us 4.3, they never used to give us all. And there's nothing that has changed in the financial fortunes of the country to suggest that they couldn't give us 6.8 before. You understand what I'm saying? So, so when they come, they'll follow up on that. I give you a disclaimer before I made that statement.
We rested there. We rested there.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, in the ideal situation, or the closer we get to the ideal, things will happen faster.
Okay.
The closer we get to the ideal, things will happen faster. And that's where the quality of our leadership speaks, because we are blessed to have the best person to lead Tobago at that THA level at this time. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to take a very quick break here, and we are going to come back. Viewers, remember, you are joining us here this morning for Beneath the Surface, Straight Talk, No Chaser, and this is still GMT, Good Morning Tobago. So join us just after the break.
So,
rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Hey
goals, we've got 'em. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Welcome back this morning to GMT. Good morning, Tobago. And this is the first part of our series running for 3 weeks, Beneath the Surface. Straight talk, no chaser. And we're still chatting this morning with Assemblyman Sonny Craig. Now, Mr. Craig, you know, you've shared in the last two sessions with us earlier this morning about, you know, giving us a little background into who you are and some of what you do. But in terms of your accomplishments, share with our viewers this morning some of the areas that you're proud of, you're most proud of, that you an opportunity to toot your own horn, so to speak.
And I always say that entire action is so kind of like unbiblical, because, you know, like bragging about yourself is so, you don't have biblical support.
True.
If I could put it that way. You know, coming out of COVID, there were a lot of things to fix. And sometimes the public could lose track of that. Like in my district, we had lost the use of all our recreation grounds. Because, you know, with the inability to congregate, persons were not using the football fields and so on. Like in Bucco Point, the recreation ground became a space for horses to graze. Right? The previous representative allowed that. And if you know about animals, once they're grazing in a space and it gets wet, the hooves leave an indentation. So the ground was in a mess, apart from being filled with bush. So we had to rehabilitate the Bucco ground. Same thing obtained at the Mount Pleasant ground. There were no horses in the other grounds, but just Bucco. And the same thing obtained in the Canaan grounds. I was able to personally donate because I had the blessing of having backfill material at my disposal, right, from my personal space. So I was able to donate up to 80 truckloads of stuff from my personal contribution to have the grounds restored, right? Some of the problems we had with the ground I couldn't explain, because it's just as anything that is human. If you don't use it,
You will lose it.
Yes, you lose it. It degenerates, right? So we had the football grounds. I was instrumental in restoring all 3 grounds in my district. I was able to host Christmas treats every single year. Christmas treats are a costly affair, and it's something that I had to out of pocket basically. People come. I remember the first Christmas treat, I went flat out, you know, and I brought up merry-go-round from Trinidad and all kind of thing. The second Christmas treat, a little girl approached me. She said, "Mr. Craig," I said, "Yeah, this wasn't good as last year." I said, "Well, I'll try and do better." And she watching me from across the room with this judgment eye. I said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't really come up good." So like, this is the final one for the term coming up, and I had to try to replicate the first one. You know, I had to end this term in a blaze of glory. Yeah. So we had the Christmas treats every year. I also have adopted the standard 5s in the primary school in my district. I have adopted St. Patrick, Anglican, and Buku government. And I believe that the children, now somebody asked me, why are you going to standard 5s when they can't vote while you're in office? They will not be able to vote even in this upcoming election. And I said, if I wanted to address children to get votes, I would have go to high school. If I get them at 14, 15, over the 4 years, they'll turn 18.
Right.
But I also believe that a lot of the problems we have with young people, if we could get them at 10, 11, 12, maybe even 13, I believe we might be able to stem some of the challenges we have with young people. Because I've had a good run in my church, teaching children. We call them juniors and early teens.
Right.
And so I chose to spend time with them. Can I pop in, you know, trying to help them motivation. One of the first questions I ask them is, could all the bright children raise your hand, right? And you'll be surprised to see some of the children are convinced that they are not bright.
So they do not raise their hand.
They do not raise their hand. And the bright ones, oh God, they're stretching.
Confidence is everything.
Confidence. And I have to say, I'll put down all the hands and talk to them and say, do that again. All the bright children raise your hand. And you get more hands. Sometimes you still get hesitance, but you get all the hands. And I have to remind them that everybody might not be skilled in the same area. You know? I said, sometimes I said, the best footballers raise your hand, and some of the same children who are not bright put up their hand as footballers. But you know, sometimes your coach tell you make a diagonal pass, and the same boys who don't understand diagonal in class could kick that ball from one side of the field across down to the corner, flag down so. And you know, so I think that's one of the things I really enjoy doing, interacting with the standard 5 children. And I look at them and I say, look at you, Commissioner of Police, look at you. You'll be a movie producer.
That's right.
And I talk to them, and I really enjoy that part of the journey. That's something I'm doing. There are street lights that have been installed in certain dark spots in the district. All have not been done. This is another area where financial constraints are a challenge. But if you have areas in your district that are regularly traversed and the area is just dark, it's unsafe, you give that information to your area representative, and they would agitate to get those areas lit. So we got some spaces lit in my district during my tenure. The standard 5-minute right, we did some repairs. The road that was installed in Friendship, I would let you know that when the Tobago Carnival conversation came up in the very first year, I was imagining what this carnival could look like, and I'm seeing there was a strong Canaan Bonner called Crum Point part to the conversation, which to me suggested that the average person who is not a carnival person might be impeded. So I suggested in the room at the time, I said, listen, if people live on one side of the village, on both sides of the village, if they cannot access the main thoroughfare, we would have a challenge. The conversation,
which has been the case.
Which has been the case. Hence, the conversation went to the Friendship link road that we now have. And there is also plans afoot to put another road on the other side of the village, which would take you through from the Bonacore development area, down at where Jacob's Seafood is down there. That will come all the way up through Canaan. So, Canaan, as it grows, we are putting, I'm a part of the conversation to put these relief facilities in place. So we had a seedling distribution this year, and that was around Corpus Christi time. We gave away free seedlings to encourage persons to plant. Last night I was telling somebody, I wonder if hurricane could dig provision. Now, why I'm saying that is I'm looking at Jamaica, and I'm looking at their situation with food. And my father taught me that during flora, they were able to dig cassava, even if because cassava is a very fragile stick, you know. Even if the hurricane were to break off all the bush on top, you still have food underground. And Tobago is a place traditionally known for provision and the kind of food, the hardy crops we plant. Point to note, if you look at the breadfruit trees and so on, in the worst hurricane, it can't take all. I don't think it could take all. And if every island in the Caribbean concentrates on planting to the extent that should there be a natural disaster, we have something to fall back on. We might be able to dig some provision. We know we have some potatoes somewhere here. So I'm trying to encourage people in my district to plant. And you notice that I know the whole of Tobago listening. I think the whole of Tobago need to think this one through. Because until the relief shows up after a natural disaster,
how do we sustain
ourselves? And how many meals can you go, how many meals could you miss? How long could you fast for? Until
hunger
steps in. And that point also brings me to one of the reasons why assemblymen always had to be digging in the pocket. Because when people come to you hungry, and it's one of the legislative things we need to change. Somebody comes to you hungry. There are social programs to assist hungry people. By the time you could send a hungry man from your district office, send him to the Division of Health. Actually, he came to you at 2, 3 in the afternoon, maybe 4. So he can't go up there till tomorrow. Then he goes up and he signs up. He needs to answer some questions. Because everybody not as honest as you would think.
Right.
That's the reality. And by the time he leaves your office hungry, he goes home hungry, he wakes up hungry, and he goes to apply for the assistance hungry. And by the time he applies, the investigations are happening. In most cases, if not all, the assemblyman has to feed that person before they leave the office. And so during my 4 year, I am confident I've been instrumental in giving out maybe almost 1,000 hampers. Hampers are a regular part of assemblyman life. And depending on how people see you, because this is Tobago, your distribution goes across district lines.
Yes.
Because I'm a Craig, I'm a Lekito person. Originally, my mother and father are Grant and Craig.
So you're not limited to
I'm not limited to Bukuman Peasant. There are times I have to tell people, if I have to give you what you desire, it depletes my resources to take care of the people in my district. And there's another time where, especially as being, look like Canaan Bonaccord. The politics and the district line separated Canaan and Bonaccord. But not see, Member of Parliament, Mr. Joel Sampson.
Yes.
He's taking care of a lot of Canaan people.
Yeah.
Because Canaan Bonaccord, I am taking care of a lot of Bonaccord people. So, hamper distribution is a major part of what we do. And that is until we have a social network that could really just catch people as soon as you ask. There we have hampers waiting because, oh gosh, my dear, everybody not above board. So you have to do some investigation before you just give away state funds.
All right. You know, in the interest of time, because we still have a few more questions here for you, but very quickly here, we recognize that you have offered yourself as a nominee for the upcoming election. Well, in fact, as a nominee.
Yes.
Should you not be successful? Should you not be successsul? What sort of legacy would you like to leave behind? What have you not completed that you want the opportunity to complete? What are your thoughts? Sonny, thinking to yourself, Sonny, if you don't get through with this boy, what next?
I think my legacy would be that I went into politics. I spent 4 years and I left with my integrity. I left with my integrity and I left an example for somebody else who's interested in politics. Politics, you get a chance to be close to a lot of tempting things. And I could say tempting people too. Yeah?
Honesty, speak.
And I think there are times when the job has gotten a bit frustrating that there are things that you want to speak out, and that will stay in my head. The words you want to use, the things you want to say to shape the system, you know what I mean? And this is not, and this has nothing to do with my teammates. This is just, there are things that could provoke you, and there are things that could tempt you, and to maintain after the 4 years that another person could look at me and say, that branding they put on politicians, that they are dishonest, womanizers, thief. I have survived that, and I hope that I left an example for somebody else, right? Because I believe the leadership of people is a sacred responsibility. It is not just about legislation and administration and how much you know the law and all those things. I mean, those things are very important tools to have.
Yes.
But you're dealing with people, and people need to be taken care of with special hands. Yeah, and I think that I'm going to, if God didn't give me a second term, I would be comfortable that I left a good mark in the THA. I feel somebody gonna miss me in the THA if I didn't go back.
Now, with the elections pending, how will you build trust or rebuild trust among Tobagonians who might feel disappointed or skeptical about the party?
Yeah.
Politics?
I think, do I have the ability to tell people, to explain to people what the reality of the journey is? As I said earlier, the reality of the journey, like I tell my staff, I have field officers, and I tell them, I say, listen, let me know the persons who are angry, who are disenchanted. I want to know them. There are some persons who would tell my district staff, tell Mr. Craig hello, and that is enough. There are some people who say, I want to see Mr. Craig. I have a situation. All right? And there are some people who, once they see you at the gate, because of their political tribalism, they might even want your staff to talk to them. And that's the reality of the journey. And I wish people could see, they could see that their situation is not hopeless because they did not get the answer they wanted when they thought they wanted. I've gone through some things in life where sometimes, I remember when I was in TSTT, so then my back pay is to pay, and I want to pay a bill, and the negotiation going on, and there was a man named Lyle Townsend used to say, hate me now and love me later, I'm not taking no 4%. And by the time Christmas passed, you didn't get the money to buy the new fridge, and you're vexed with Townsend, and in February they settled with 7%. And you said to yourself, sometimes in life, you don't
hate me now, but love me later.
Sometimes in life, you don't get the answers you want at the time you want. It doesn't mean that it's a hopeless situation. I tell my people, let's continue the conversation. So, there are sometimes like people need help with surgeries and so on. And those are things with that time clock attached.
Very time sensitive.
Yeah, time sensitive. So I would work with Nurse Nicholson and the Division of Health and agitate for them to get a little support and so on and make sure it's successful. I've not heard of there's one case I heard where a child passed on and the grandmother was angry with me. I think she was angry because her job, she linked a lot of things that had nothing to do with child surgery, but if I talk too long, somebody might figure out. So let me stay on the safe side.
On the side of caution.
But what I'm saying is, the people in my district, they have a reliable assemblyman, and there are those who would not support that statement, but I am open continually to conversation. And I am open to guaranteeing them that I'm going to point them in the right direction.
Okay.
And I want them to understand that they could succeed in life. Whatever challenges they have today need not define them. Success is still an option. Yeah? And that's what I'm saying it, yeah.
All right, very quickly, as we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
How would you In fact, what grade? Looking at your grade card here, what grade would Assemblyman Sonny Craig give to himself as one assistant secretary, and what grade would Assemblyman Sonny Craig give as area representative?
Right.
And this is, you're grading A to F, A being the highest.
Right. So I get an A. I get an A in both areas. And I'll explain my A. I wouldn't say A plus. Yeah. I'll give myself an A. I'll say that one of the things that really I'm repeating these words so much today, define performance. It comes back to self. It spirals out from self. So if I have something to get done and there was a breakdown somewhere along the chain, it still comes back to leadership, right? In the imperfection and the distance from the ideal, I believe I've done well, you know? Take it from the larger issues where funding is critical, where time is critical, and you say time is money. There are areas, even the back program I spoke to you about, that when you have funds in the THA to disperse and you look at the more critical areas, some of the good ideas just have to hold until the timing is right, or because the funding is available. So I give myself a good grade because I've done my best, you know. Ingram said I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. That's a song out there, you know. But as far as my effort is concerned, I think I did well. In the division, in the district, we have constraints.
Excuse me.
We have constraints, and those constraints are real. Yeah, there are political constraints. There are personal constraints.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
And as a leader, I cannot rightly just say I'm part of a team. Put it that way.
Yes.
I'm part of a team, and if anybody falls down on the team, then the entire team could fall. A chain is no stronger than its weakest link. So my heart is at an A. In my second term, I would love to do an A plus, A high, an A excellent, because that's where my heart is.
Right. Let me just share very quickly here with what's happening on the live. Alberto JN says, well discussion. Hugh Broom says, wish you a second term to continue with your great job. And Hugh Broom also says he will be successful.
All right, Hugh, I claim that in Jesus' name. Yeah?
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning, Assemblyman Sonny Craig. Viewers, this was Beneath the Surface, straight talk, no chaser. We continue tomorrow till the end of the week. In fact, we're going for 3 weeks as we chat with all of the assemblymen and assistant secretaries and assistant secretaries and councillors alike as we delve a little bit more into their background, you know, some of what they are most proud of, some of the accomplishments, and some of their goals should they be successful moving forward. So we want to thank you for joining us today. Have a really great day. We will see you tomorrow, God willing. Be blessed. Bye-bye.